Hello there, Vince Campy here. Now we're going to do our little headshot retouching here. So, in the book, the companion textbook, DMA 1, book 4, this is it, navigation right here in this book. You click the little arrow. We're doing the headshot retouching, number 13, or chapter 13. Okay, here we are. Now you're going to make your client, your model, your person look like the best version of themselves. It's going to be a nice old version of themselves already. So, before and after. See, she still looks like her. It doesn't alter her, but it just smooths things out, gets rid of some of the darkness there and that. So, you do some of the standard Lightroom adjustments to make the exposure good. And then we go over here, skin retouching. Okay, so we're going to press Command J to make a copy of the original background layer and name it Skin Retouch. So let's giddy up on that. Okay, so right down here, background layer, press Command or Control J, and we'll open that up. It makes a copy of that layer, so then you have a safe one under here, just in case you jack it up too badly. You'll have it there. Layer 1. Double click on that. We're gonna name it Skin Retouch. So we just name that Skin Retouch. All right. Then what we're gonna do, kids, we're gonna zoom in and out and pan around. So how you do that? If you hold Z, it'll give you the zoom tool, and then you just click and drag down or up. So you can go in and out. We're going to move in pretty quick or closely, not quickly. We can do quickly if you like, that's a thing. Okay, so we zoom right in there. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the healing brush tool, because that's going to give us the pores and the texture of the skin as well. If you use the spot healing, it sometimes just makes big blurry blobs, and it's not so good. It looks a little funky. So we're going to use the healing brush tool, and then we're going to use the patch tool for a couple of things as well. So healing brush tool, click on that. And you can make the brush bigger or smaller with the bracket keys right next to P. Practice that a little bit. Okay, going up, make the brush bigger, smaller. Okay, so that, and let's make sure that the brush is aligned. So right here, it's going to be aligned. So we're going to click to sample it. It's going to align and it'll travel with it. So it'll always be right next to it. So, and that's what we like. We like them to be close and loving, like brushes should be. Alrighty then. So you're going to hold Option or Alt. Okay, Option on Mac. And what you're going to do, you sample somewhere around the little blemish or little imperfection. So I'm holding Option, click once, and then like that. So you want to make the brush, the healing brush, just a little bit bigger than the blemish that you're messing with, that you're taking care of. So I'm holding Option here, click there. Now on the edge here, you got a little funk right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Option click on an edge, so it'll match this up. Otherwise it could end up being a blurry mess. And that, no one wants that. That would just be so sad. Okay, so right here, click on the edge here, and then bring that over and bring that down like that. And then see, it copies the edge in with it, so it takes it away pretty nicely. So we'll do that there. Okay, I'm holding the space bar to move that around. Option click right there, get rid of that, get rid of that. Oh, we got a little situation here, so I'm Option click to sample right there. Okay, we got that. I'm holding Z to zoom out a little bit. Okay, the forehead looks pretty good. A few stray hairs, but those are keepable. They're not too awful. Holding Z, zooming in a little bit there. Now I'm going to make this brush a little smaller. Hold Option to sample right there and grab that. And that's going to grab. See how it aligns with it. Now I'm going to get this little mascara flex, so I'm going to hit the bracket key to make it smaller. Click there and there. And grab that. And every time you see that, it means I'm sampling. You copy from an area close to there. Okay, I think I'm going to get rid of this shine right here. So I'll make the brush a little bit bigger. It's about that big. And then I'm going to sample from about here. And then travel down like that. Now, so it kind of gets rid of it. And I can dab in there a little bit just to kind of soften the edges. And that looks pretty good. That's one way to get rid of shine on a person's forehead, nose. If you see shine on your person, that's a way to get rid of that. Okay, so we got rid of that shine. I'm going to hold the space bar, move over here. Now we have this little eyelash that's gone awry. It's gone wild. So I'm going to do that edge trick. It's a trick. Otherwise, if you go here, it sometimes ends up very just blurry little blob on the end there. So I'm going to sample on the edge. So I'm holding Option, click on the edge, then move that over. You see, now it copies that edge over. Then you can move out like that and get it kind of messed it up. There we go. Okay, whoops. So I'm going to go from this side now. Sample right there. And that looks pretty good. Okay, we have this little hair here also. I'm going to option click right on the edge and move up here, line up that edge, and then drag out. So that it has a nice clean edge. So I can do the same thing on this little vein here. I'm going to click on the edge right there, and then you go over, line up that edge, and get that. And so it takes care of the edge things. We got one little situation over here as well. We have this little vein there. Click on there, click there. Let's get rid of that. So you don't have to get rid of every single little vein, because then that looks even like pretty weird actually. So I'm gonna zoom out, hold C, zoom out a little bit. Now let's see, we got rid of those little mascara flecks. Okay, this little funk there. Get rid of some of this discoloration, this redness on the nose. So I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Option click to sample, kind of dab around there. I'm gonna sample from here to get rid of that. Okay, there we go. Right here to get rid of that. All right, zoom out a little bit. Okay, now I'm just holding the space bar. Check out these little clumps right here. We're gonna use the patch tool to get rid of these. Those will work. It'll work so much mo better. Right click there, go grab the patch tool. Okay, so I'm gonna circle that patch tool situation there, drag that over a little bit. There we go. See, we're matching the pore structure of each area. See, look at the pores here. It's very smooth, and there's more pores here, and the bigger pores here. So the pore structure around the face changes. So you'll want to sample from a place that has a similar pore structure, so it matches up. Ah, pore structure. Probably talk about that, like when you're out having lunch and stuff. Okay, maybe not. So we're grabbing those. Okay, so we got that happening. Oops, got a little thing here. So we're going to do that. I'm going to zoom out just a tad bit. Space bar. Oh, we got a little situation here. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay, drag that up a little bit. There we go, got that. Oh, you know what? We don't want to forget this little hair here. I know, it's a hair. So, on this hair, it's a hair. Okay, I'm going to use the healing brush tool. So, grab that. Make it just a little bit bigger than the hair itself. Command plus to zoom in a little bit. Now, maybe a little smaller, so it's a little bit bigger than the hair. So now again, option click right here, boom, and then you can just draw up like that. Da-da-da. Okay, there we go. And a little bit more. Maybe I'll sample from down here, get up in there. Okay, we'll leave that for now because that's getting a little too nitpicky to get back in there. So we got rid of that hair. We got a little situation here. Okay, so get rid of that. All right, so we got rid of those things. Now let's go down here, and we can use either the patch tool or the healing brush tool. Either one works. So we'll get rid of that right there. So I'm going to sample right next to it. So the pores are about the same size. There. That's not a perfect job, but it's not too bad. Wait a second. There's a little line going up there. Then it kind of jogs over where we deleted that. So I'm going to click down there. So we can even that out a little bit more. All right. With an option there. Boom, 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 boom. Bada bing, bada boom, boom. Bada bing, bada boom, boom. Okay, so now we're going to make the brush a little bit bigger. You can stop this tape or this video and go at your own pace, of course. So I'm just whipping through here because, just because. That's right. I don't have to give you a reason. Okay, many times there's like little freckles and things here. Those you don't want to remove because they kind of really help with the identity of the person. And so when you remove freckles, sometimes the identity, like it changes. It's kind of a weird thing. But even like removing a freckle does that. So when I'm retouching, I'll look and make sure that's kind of, that might be a little red mark there. Like a little acne or a little zit type item. Okay, this is looking pretty good. What do you guys think? What do you think? Okay, let me zoom out this whole window here. Look in there, looks good. Command 0 will fit it into the window. Now Command S, because we want to save this rascal. Okay, and look at what we got here. Don't show again, save on computer. Let's see what else. Oh my, look at that. I'm going to go ahead and save it into my media folder. Okay, we can name this what? We're gonna name it? That'd be crazy. Okay, DMA1 underscore, or it'd be just DMA, right? And put the name of your class. Underscore this headshot retouch, so HR, and your last name. Okay, make sure you leave the .psd on there. Now that we have that PSD saved, we're going to add another layer right here. So we're going to make a copy of this layer. So just Command J, and we're going to name this Under Eyes. So you just double click on the copy there, Under Eyes. Oh yeah. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go over here, zoom that rascal out. Okay, now zoom in, spacebar, grab that. Okay, we're going to use the patch tool, or this. So patch tool, we're going to select this dark area right there and this little line there, little sunken eye thing. Okay, so we'll do that. Then we're going to drag it down just a little bit. Click in the middle of that selection, drag it down just until you get rid of that. And so we have that there. The pores are a little large, so let's see, let's go back Command Z a couple of times. Maybe we moved it over here. Okay, that looks really wacky. Okay, so select that again, make a little smaller selection, but getting that there. So see, sometimes it's not, it works well perfectly the first time, other times you gotta mess with it a little bit, so I'm gonna click and drag it this direction a little bit. Okay, there we go, got this little thing here, so maybe drag that over there. Okay, so that kind of smushes it out a little bit, gets rid of that, and I'll show you what we're gonna do to make it blend in. So then we'll go around here, got selection using the patch tool, around there, going up through there. Okay, so I'm just going to click in the middle of that and drag that straight down like that, and that worked pretty well. The edge here is a little funky, so I'll go over that, drag that down, and just to kind of heal up that edge. Okay, so this looks pretty good. Now I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to lower the opacity of that layer so then it blends in a little bit better. This is a little bit flat right here, and we don't want flatness there, right? Heaven forbid, we got flatness there. Okay, so the opacity right here, I'm just going to click over the word opacity, get the little scrubby slider, and then I'm going to click and drag it to the left and lower that opacity a little bit. And you let go and you can see it a little bit more. Oh, there we go. So see, now we're kind of getting the curvature of this person's face right there, the contouring. Okay, so we'll turn that on and off to see how that looks. And it's subtle, but it takes on the contours of her face. So I'm at about 40%, and 40% está bien. Yeah, okay. All right, that looks good. Now, what you want to do, I'm going to hit Command 0 to zoom that to fit the screen here. Oh, it looks so much better. Okay, so now I'm going to hold Z and zoom out and in. Because skin retouching and face retouching, it looks different at different zoom levels. Sometimes if it's small, it'll look really super smooth or something like that, or something, but it does change a little bit. Okay, so we're zooming in and out, and that looks pretty good. Yeah, see that? Whoa! Hope you didn't get a seizure. Okay, there we go. That looks good. Now, if you want to check and see the before and after, the A/B, right? Whenever you're looking at something, I do this a lot, where I'll hold the Option or Alt key, and whatever layer you click on, it'll leave that layer turned on. So I'm holding the Option and click on the visibility of this bottom layer, and that's the before. And I keep holding Option, I can click on that layer again, and it turns everything else back on. It turns all the layers off except for the one that you're clicking on. Okay, so that makes quite a big difference. Okay, yes, sassy. Okay, so we got that under eyes, skin smoothing, the blinkety blang blang. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to go and, well, we'll make a composite layer, which will combine all of these layers. So you're going to hold all these keys. You're going to hold Shift, Option or Alt, and Command or Control. So those three, Shift, Option, Command, and then press E. So you held all three of those down, then press E, and it makes what's called a composite layer. So it puts all these together, everything we did on these layers, puts it all together on one layer. Oh yeah, and we're going to run this through the skin smoothing, the new feature here in Photoshop. This is 2022, this version. Okay, double click on the word layer, and we're going to name this Skin Smoothing. Okay, this is an addition. This isn't in the book because I did this before this was available. All right, so we're going to run it through Skin Smoothing, and this is a really kind of cool thing you can do. So we have that. Now it's a neural filter. So we're gonna have to go over here to filter, neural filters, neural. See that neural filters? You know neural. Hey neural. Yeah, what do you want, Jib? Oh, nothing. So neural filters, click on that. Bada bada bing boom. You have this top layer selected. And so the skin smoothing right here on top, you may have to download it. There could be a little cloud with a down arrow, so that means you have to install it. And it's a real quick thing. It's a small file. So do that, and then go ahead and click on, turn on the skin smoothing. It starts processing. It finds the face and starts processing it. All right. So what I'm going to do is what I find looks really good pretty much across the board is lowering the blur a little bit. It evens out the pores in the face, so it gives a nice texture to the whole thing. So it's not like super smooth and smushy and plastic looking. So that adds a little bit of texture when you take the blur down, and the smoothing evens out the lighting. And so that works really well to add just a little bit of smoothing there. And this may change when you're using a higher resolution image, because the filters all work differently when you have higher resolution images. So let that be known. So right there, blur, taking that down adds a little nice pore structure to the face, and the smoothing looks good. What we're going to do here, we're going to go, because we made its own layer, right? So we can go on to current layer. If we do new layer, it adds a layer with just the mask, and it's kind of funny looking, but it looks cool. All right, so current layer, we're going to put it all together and hit OK, or press OK. And for some reason it selects it. So if you have the marching ants around their picture, go ahead, select, deselect, because we don't need it selected. Now what you can do is turn that on and off, the visibility of that layer. On and off, OK. See how it smoothed things out a little bit? If it's a little too much, you can lower the opacity of this layer a little bit to add back in some of the underlying layers. So around 85 seems to look pretty good. It looks pretty good for something that looks good. All right, so we got all that done.